Wow. Okay, I'm gonna tackle this one. It's a great one. Trenton Clayton says that they say, I'm curious about your general thoughts on pegboard organization. I'm struggling to make a shop for me and my significant other in a spare bedroom. As a maker, I dabble in so much, it's hard to prioritize organization. Trenton, that is a real struggle, one that I know very well. And in that case, I would say unto you, um, I think that pegboard could really help. The thing that's great about pegboard is it's reconfigurable. So you can put your tools in some order, and then if you don't like that order, or you want to stack them more tightly, or you want to change the orientation, it's quite easy to do that. So it is infrastructure that doesn't require committing to a specific way about thinking about infrastructure. It gives you some flexibility. I have never, I have, sorry, it's not, I was going to say I've never used pegboard. I have used pegboard. My very, very first apartment shop that my best friend at the time, Mark, and I built together using a bunch of hardware from Home Depot, had a pegboard backing, and that was really useful for us. Again, we were new makers. We were in our mid-20s. We didn't know anything about what kind of tools we really needed. We just put everything up there. But pegboard is also great because it gives you a visual inventory of everything all at once. So I think pegboard is way better than drawers. Now, you say you dabble in so much, it's hard to prioritize. That makes pegboard an excellent solution. And I might even suggest swinging pegboard dividers. What? Like maybe you mount something to a wall and you have a wooden frame that you've put pegboard on both sides of, and then you've doubled the amount of storage space you have with a flat panel that swings and can fold away. Because when you dabble in a lot of different stuff, the other thing to do when you dabble in a lot of different things is also, like when I was first beginning, I was tool obsessed. I wanted all my tools visible to me at all moments. Now I'm much more discerning. I have very specific needs, and there's always going to be an X-Acto knife within 5 feet of me, but screwdrivers, they can live a little farther away. That's not to say that there's one is better than the other. I clearly need a lot of visual cacophony in order to get excited about working, as evidenced by the visual cacophony around me in the space I get excited about working in. Also, Trenton, because you're an apartment dweller, I would suggest investing in some ARPAN stuff. I think those are really great. Again, the other thing that I love about ARPAN over just a drawer is that you can see what's in here. And being able to see through the cover to ascertain what you've got it's just a really great way not to lose sight of the tools that you have. You can only use something if it occurs to you to use it. And that's one of the reasons that my tools are so visible to me, because it acts like an inspiration library, a visual library of solutions to problems that I might have. And it sounds like, Trenton, that you are a generalist, or if you didn't illustrate whether you're starting out or advanced as a maker, but you use the word dabble. And that strikes me as a beginning maker word, but it might not be. But again, as a dabbler, as a generalist, let's say, and I am the generalist's generalist, storage solutions that give you versatility are really the best ones. So again, even some of those actually California closet shelving systems could also be really useful in a spare bedroom, because you literally like put 2 rails on the back wall and you can put all sorts of manner of shelves and bins and other structures, including workbenches on those. And there are a bunch of different makers of modular closet storage systems that are fantastic. I think we have 2 different ones in our house, and they have both been stellar for that kind of organization. Oh, I just love talking about this stuff. Building, I'm going to show you the shop infrastructure that I built yesterday, just because it was so exciting to build it. I'm going to move this out of the way. Here we go. And this is just like, Oh, right, I don't need to talk loud because I'm wearing a microphone. There you go. This is just this big cabinet for, I know you're only seeing the bottom half, the top half. Hold on. There, let's push it back here. This is just a cabinet for storing the machine tools I have that were getting dusty, and I was cleaning them off every single time. And I was like, I've been thinking for years, I need a dust-free place to keep this stuff. And I finally made a big fat cabinet out of 1-inch plywood in order to house it. And like I said, it's the first bit of shop infrastructure I've done in what feels like months, but is more accurately probably weeks. And it is always really invigorating to tackle part of the shop's infrastructure. It's never a project that's like sexy. It's never a project that like, I'm like, oh, I gotta do some of that. But the moment I'm into it, I get really excited about the ways in which this new thing can augment my work process in the shop. And so I often feel way more satisfaction than I expect at the end of each shop infrastructure project. And I hope that that is also the experience of those of you watching. Thank you guys so much for all these amazing questions, specifically tested patrons. Yeah, your questions are phenomenal. If you'd like to know how to support us and become a tested patron, you can find a link in the comments below. Or go to tested.com and there'll be all the information you need there. Again, tested patrons, thank you for your support. Everyone else, thanks for watching. And I'm Adam Savage, and I will see you next time.